Morning, gang. Another beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. I sat at my little table outside having my breakfast. Yes, it's Thursday, the 23rd of May 2019. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. Oh, Eurovision news. You thought it was over, didn't I? Eurovision news, boys and girls. Let me just bring it up here. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. Okay, this is in the Sun this morning. Euro bosses admit a voting blunder. Boys and girls, they've had a recount. You can't make it up, could you? They've had a recount. Bungling Eurovision bosses have owned up to a voting blunder, which has seen some of the scores change. The singing contest has released a statement saying human error, human error caused a mistake, boys and girls, that meant Britain's rock bottom 16 points have now been slashed to 11. It just gets worse and worse for us over here in the UK. You know, please send Red Cross parcels immediately. Wherever you are in the world, we are in dire straits here in this country. 11 points for the Eurovision Song Contest here. It says, but why the song Bigger Than Us has suffered, the top four in the contest remain unchanged. So that's all good. The winner won. The winner won. The second one was second. But we got even less points than they thought. Isn't it awful, dear? Never mind. Talking to people with no points, I think your father Conservative Party are not going to have many points by the end of Sunday. We've got the voting today. Go out and vote, boys and girls. Now, don't waste your time. So, I'm not voting because there's no one to vote for and I want to make a point. They're not going to listen to that. Complete waste of time. Go in there and put a little X on the box somewhere, wherever you're going to do your little vote, and get that done as soon as possible, boys and girls. Always a good idea to go out and vote, all right? Right, who's early today? Where shall we start? Let's start on YouTube this morning. Peter Lake. Good morning, Peter. He's up bright and early. Morning, Peter. What a lovely morning in Woodall Spa, just up the road from here, actually. Say hello to Bernie and Danny. All right, and that's lots of love from Peter. Thank you very much, Peter. The sun has got its hat on. Hip, 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 hooray! I'm looking forward to going out a little bit later. Lots to do today. Peter, is this a new shirt? No, Peter, I've got no new shirts at all, actually. I haven't bought a new long sleeve shirt for a number of years, apart from the yellow one, which was second-hand. I got that off eBay. Kindly enough, Adam the plumber, whose birthday it is today, he located the yellow shirt. It's actually in the cupboard at the moment. That's the only, as I say, it's not new. That was second-hand off eBay. I haven't bought a new shirt for ages, simply because I've got a lot of shirts now. And when I buy a shirt, I'll give my best mate his due. He taught me to buy quality items. I used to buy the really cheap stuff and a couple of washes and it'd be useless. Now I tend to spend a bit of money on a shirt. Not full price, mind. I'll go to a designer outlet, usually in America. When I go on America on a holiday, I'll go shopping in a designer outlets. And you pick up like shirts that you might pay £100 for like 30. You know, but they are like Ralph Lauren or Ted Baker shirts, quality shirts, and then you have them for years. When I say years, I'm talking 20, 25. Some of those shirts in there are 25 years old now. Yes, I can still fit into them, thank you very much. Although some of them are getting very tight now. This one's not tight at all. This is actually probably a little bit too big, this one. But no, it's not a new one. Good morning, Claire. I love it. Even less points. Yes, Claire. I find the whole thing hilarious. You get those Eurovision freaks, I'm sorry, and they are freaks, who are terrified. You know, they're so worried about losing a few points on a song contest. Get real. You know, they're the same sort of people that won't go out and vote at a general election. It's just a little bit of fun, that's all it is. Why do people get so serious? Same as blokes with their football. It's just a game. Kicking a little ball around, all these little pansies kicking a little ball around and then getting in the bath together. Well, I've never heard anything like it, dear. All them men in a bath together. Shocking. Shocking. God knows what goes on under that water. Morning to John Parrish this morning. Very good morning to you. Claire, just been down to vote. We had 14 to choose from. So I went for the Green Party. Okay. Good on you. As long as you take a vote somewhere in there, I think it's important to, have a vote to actually make your point there. Over on Facebook Live, good morning to Wayne Martin, getting the first message of the day in there. Good morning, Wayne. Tommy Flynn is in the house. Good morning, Tommy. All right. There's Adam the Plumber on his 47th birthday today. I'd love to sing to you later. He's on holiday at the moment with his other half. And apparently, the other half asked him last night to marry him. And he said yes. So I will be expecting a wedding invitation. I will want to sit at the top table in the middle. Okay? Being a very important international star, then I think I should sit at the top table in the middle. You two can sit slightly on the side. I don't mind. What's your mother like? Is she all right to talk to, or is she a bit funny? Because I don't know your mum, Adam. I don't even if is she still around, your mum? Huh? Because if she's talkative, yeah, you'll have to sit me away from her because I do the talking. I don't do the listening. Okay? I have to do the talking. Sometimes with my mouth full. Would there be vegetarian things at your wedding? Or is it all dead animals? I do hope not. Because I'll have to stand up there and tell everyone that I'm being offended by a piece of dead animal in front of me. I am a millennial. Adrian Richardson, good morning to you. No swearing. He's in hospital this morning. Waiting. You must behave yourself. What are you waiting for? You having something removed, eh? Are you having something removed today, Adrian? Morning to Michael Palmer in Australia. Mike Rees-Ponto's there in sunny Portsmouth. Morning, sir. Diane Jebb. Hello, Diane. Ray Reynolds in the house. Oh, Ray. Can you tell me? Well, actually, I've ordered now. My 1 minute. My blue lights on the caravan are all now working, but they don't quite reach to the end. So I want to get another set. Now, this is what you bought me. Ray Reynolds gave me these months and months and months ago, way before Christmas. And I've put them on my caravan now, and they're a little bit short. So I want to get some more. I have looked. I've actually ordered some on Amazon. Okay, most of them were 25 quid, the ones I ordered, though. You only paid 10 quid for these, didn't you? I've ordered them off Amazon. They look the same. But they might not be the same when they get here. The wonderful thing about ordering stuff online is that when it gets to your house, if you don't want it for any reason whatsoever, it doesn't have to be broken, then you just send it back and you get a full refund. That's the law. You order anything online, especially like with clothes. I mean, the amount of clothes, when I think about it, that must go to and fro in the post of stuff that's been ordered by people on the internet. There must be loads of stuff. There was a story in a paper I think we did some months ago now about certain people who order stuff, clothes, on the internet. They get it, they wear it once to go out somewhere, and then they send it back. I can't believe I don't order clothes off the internet. Only socks. I think socks I order off the internet. And of course the special knickers that I wear. Oh yeah, sometimes I do wear a pair of knickers. Well, often I do wear knickers, but I don't like to go in. It's embarrassing, having to go in, Marks and Spencer's and buy ladies' knickers. It's just my thing. I like to wear little... At the moment, I've got little black frilly ones on. No, I'm not going to show you. That's a secret between you and me, okay? I don't want you telling everyone about that. But it's difficult for me to go into Marks and Spencer's or somewhere like that and buy sort of the little frilly ones, little white ones. I have had to go up a size, I admit. I've got a couple of those little string ones. The sort that Jordan, Katie Price wears. I've got a few pairs of those. Not her second-hand ones, no. They would be too big for me. Katie Price's second-hand knickers would be far too big for me. But, it's just a little thing like I do like to do in private sometimes. I might get back to my caravan where I've put on a pair of knickers and watch EastEnders or something like that. But don't tell anyone, that's our little secret, okay? So, yeah, Ray got the C's. So I've ordered some that look the same on Amazon, but it's difficult to tell. Difficult to tell from the picture, so hopefully they'll be the ones. If not, can you tell me where you got these from? There's a website on the back, and I went on the website, but the website is not for customers. It's for large organisations and shops, I suppose, to buy them from them and then sell them on. They don't seem to have a place for a normal, like a one-person customer to buy these from. So that's the blue lights there, which I've put up there. All right. Where are we? Where did I go over here? There we are. Ray Reynolds, he says, "Hi there, pop prickers. This is the London station of the Independent Television Authority." Good morning, Ray. Michael Lawrence, hello to you, sir. Gary Davidson, good morning, Gary. John Aitken, morning all, I like the shirt. Is it polo? Yes, Ralph Lauren. Lovely picture of you from years gone by. You uploaded there this morning, John. Are we back there? Are you back with us there, gang? I think you lost us there. We'll just wait for a few people to rejoin us there. Now, what was I saying? What bit did I get to that you were listening to me on? Hang on, I've got to restart some stuff now. Oh dear me, we've lost it. We were doing so well this week as well, weren't we? Hang on, is that me there? Live. That looks like me. Hang on, let's bring that back online. Otherwise, I won't be able to see your messages. 1 second. Push that there. Push that there. And yes, that looks like we're back there. Got us back? There we are. Sorry about that, gang. I can just scroll. Sorry about that. I'll have to swap over onto the other screen now because I will have lost those messages otherwise. Let's see. John, there we are. Thank you, Adam. Adam says, "I will indeed be on the top table. I should blooming well hope so too, Adam." Oh, actually, you know, when that split off there, I think there's a setting here so that you don't have to redo the thing. I'll have to look at that. Morning to Joseph McDonald. Morning, young Joseph. Nice to see you as well. Ian Day is in the house. Hello, LaBelle. I'm the blue-eyed Baron of Love. That's a good one. I haven't got blue eyes, have I? Would you like to have a closer look? I don't have blue eyes, I don't think. Morning, LaBelle. Ray, if you get more LED lights, make sure they're in a continuous line and not for a picture frame or brush shape. Yes, it's got a connector thing on it, isn't it? Which you literally just plug in and they should work like that. I've kind of looked into that. Thank you, Ray. Good morning to Deanna and Gary Butler. Nephew Gary Butler's in the house. Morning, Gary. Adam the plumber's there. Good morning to Tider. Morning to you. Oh, on Periscope. Are we getting Periscope messages now? Well, we haven't had those before. That seems to be working again now. A very good morning to Tim Partington. Never knew you went away. We're always going away, Tim. Always going away, my friend. Diane Jeb, hello to you. Yes, that's everyone coming back. We had a short interruption there, boys and girls. Sorry about that. Can we talk about how wind farms are giant fans screwing up your cool breeze? Is that right? There's a load of them around there, wind farms. And out in the sea, just outside Skegness. Okay, if you look on the beach, all the turbines, the wind turbines are out at sea, and you're saying wind farms are actually giant fans screwing up your cool breeze. Is that right? I love it. Hello to Anna Duke, and Tim says, "Is anyone watching Years and Years at the moment on Tuesday nights on BBC One? Colour, fascinating drama." Yes, just started watching that, Tim, last night, funnily enough. I don't know if I'm getting into it or not. I managed about 25 minutes and then I went to bed. But I'm not sure. Not sure if I'm liking the whole Years and Years thing. Not sure yet. All right. Hello to Diane Jeb. Did I say hello to you this morning? We might have missed stuff there. There we go. Might have missed stuff a little bit there. So if I've missed a message there, apologies, but we kind of got cut off there. So back again. Yes, I think there's a setting somewhere on my broadcast software that somehow makes it's okay on YouTube it just pauses or stops and restarts in the same place. I don't think the people on YouTube have to restart anything, but you do on Facebook. But I mean, you know, don't you, if it gets cut off sort of halfway through a conversation, you know to just look again and click on the next one. I think there's a thing on Facebook somewhere that if that happens, it comes back in the same place, if you see what I mean. So I'll look at that and see if I can get that working. Thank you. I'm glad you like the colour of the shirt, LaBelle. Some people don't like this shirt. A couple of people don't like this shirt. I'm glad you do. The vibrant colour of the shirt makes your eyes look very blue. blue, blue velvet. God, that's an old song, isn't it? Blimey. I had a very, very busy day yesterday. I must say, a day of much busyness. That's what I had yesterday. Because after I finished the show here, I went up to the Boston swimming pool. I had a whole lane to myself yesterday. An entire lane. And the ladies were doing water aerobics in the main part of the pool. So that was nice. Then I went to B&Q. I got some more earth. Another 3 bags of earth. I buy the sort of 50-litre bags. I said to you before, they do the best way to do it is buy the great big ones. I think there are 140 litres or 125 litres in the great big bags. But you can't lift them. You know, you can't lift them. I mean, if you say at the till, you know, I want to buy, they send a couple of blokes out probably to put them in your car for you. But of course, you've got to get it out at the other end. It's just not possible. So I just buy, I mean, it's about another 2 or 3 quid, I think, to buy the smaller bags. So I bought 3 large bags of, three, I think 50 or 60 litre bags of earth. I bought 3 plants yesterday, didn't go mad. What are they called now? Foxgloves. I do like foxgloves. Poisonous to a lot of animals, so they shouldn't be eating them. If they eat if those animals come along and eat my plants, they're dead. So keep away. Keep away. It's a shame they're not poisonous to snails, isn't it, really? And slugs. Horrible, slimy things going all across the grass there. Nasty things. So my foxgloves, which should go really high, and some pots, a couple of timer switches, one for the blue lights, and a little extension socket. So that's what I bought in B&Q. From there, I went to Asda. And in Asda, done a bit of shopping there. Had lunch in Asda, which was rather nice. They do an all-day breakfast type thing for £5. And that consists of the usual sausages, bacon, eggs, baked beans and chips. Of course, vegetarian. I don't have the bacon or the sausages. And I said to her, do you do a vegetarian version? She said, oh, yes. She said, I can do your vegetarian sausages. That's fine. So she goes in this freezer, gets out the Quorn sausages. I mean, you don't get much better than that. Quorn sausages. If you've not had them before, they can come across as a little bit dry, Quorn sausages. Okay, there's also Linda McCartney sausages, which are absolutely delicious. They really are, all vegetarian. So she says, I'll do your 4, because it's usually 2 sausages and a couple of bits of bacon. She says, I'll do your 4 Quorn sausages instead. You all right with that, love? Nice lady. I said, yeah, that's fine, darling. So she'd done that and that come over. And that was nice. And a piece of bread as well. Then I did my shopping in Asda. Come out of there and got me cheap petrol at the Asda petrol station. Thank you. £1.27.9 per litre. Oh, yes. Asda is generally the best place for petrol. That and a place called Apple petrol stations. You don't see them. I've never seen them down sort of South London way. There must be a northern thing that. So Apple petrol, they were the same price. They've got a Tesco's petrol as well. That tends to be slightly dearer than the other two. So if you're going that way, I mean, it's pointless driving miles and miles trying to get cheap petrol. It's really absolutely pointless doing that. So I go to one of those on the way home, and came back here. Did me blue lights first. All those hooks of oh, you remember I told you the hooks hadn't dried? Well, they have now. They're absolutely solid, these little plastic hooks on the side of the caravan. Obviously they needed a little bit of sunlight and warmth for the glue to dry, so that's fine now. The blue lights are all up now. Done all my plants. Went to bed and got up and went round to my nephew's house. I took them round some presents. I took them the bee biscuits for great nephew Harry and great niece Evie. Unfortunately, Olivia is fed by tubes, so I couldn't give her anything. And I took over also a very large bag of the Walker's Sensations cheddar cheese and chutney crisps for my nephew's wife. And when I gave them to her, she said, "Oh, I got you something as well. Look." And she pointed, and in the corner was another bag of those for me. Naughty, naughty. And then Gary showed me this massive Cadbury's blooming pudding thing, which I couldn't eat. He bought that so we could all have a bit of that, and I couldn't eat it because I just had the crisps as well. And I took him round some popcorn and had a nice evening round at my nephew's. Great nephew Harry, he was there on his own, not in the house on his own, but you know, Evie was doing some gymnastics thing that she does. So I got there, and Harry, we were watching television, and They like to watch YouTube videos, the kids. And they've always got this Chinese boy on there. Oh, he gets on my nerves, he does. And what he does is open toys. I think his name's Ryan. Ryan, the little Chinese boy, and his mum and dad, and they're just so annoying. There's nothing wrong with them. They're nice people. They are just so damn annoying. Ryan's Toys. Try typing in Ryan's Toys, and you should find it there somewhere. Okay? He's the most annoying kid that I've ever come across in my life. And all they do, basically, is open toys. They make a fortune. We are talking millions of pounds here, and basically all they do is open toys. They've even got their own toy range now. And the father is just on another planet altogether. And the mother, and the acting is just awful. But that's what they do. So he kept putting that on. I said, oh, for God's sake, put something else on. And Gary said, right, we're not having any kids' videos on. So we had something much more adult. And I selected electric trains. And we were watching these garden railways. You can get, if you know anything about model trains, you've got the very small ones, N gauge. Then there's the OO gauge, which is a bit bigger. That's the one most people have got. Then you've got other gauges. Well, they do a garden one, where they actually do a couple of different garden gauges, where people literally have train sets set up in their gardens. And you've got to look at this on YouTube. There's some fantastic stuff people have done on there. They've got the garden and little bridges and scenery. Oh, it's fantastic. So there's kind of two sizes for the garden. There's the little model ones, which go around, you know, are so big. But there's other ones which you can actually ride on. They're fantastic. Both electric and I think little steam ones as well. And then there's the next bigger one, which you may have seen often if you go to an event, you know, some sort of outdoor event, and people have come and set up these trains and you can ride on them. And there was one bloke there, he had this massive engine. I mean, I looked at it, I thought that must have weighed something. It was, you know, so long and so wide. And it was polished. You know, this bloke had the cloth there, polished to within an inch of its existence. It looked beautiful. And you know that this bloke probably spends all his money and time on this particular train engine. Fantastic. So we're watching these. And I was saying, you know, you need this for your garden. I thought their garden wouldn't be big enough. And I thought perhaps I could put it outside here. You know, outside the caravan somehow, and have a train going around there. I could give rides to people around the caravan site, couldn't I? They're fantastic though. Really. And then we started watching Lego train sets. Did you know Lego do trains? I didn't know that. But they're not, I don't think they're electric. I think they're probably battery operated, the Lego ones. Because the rails are not metal. And of course it's all bits of plastic and you plug them all together. And there's a very wide range of Lego train sets, which I didn't even know about. Probably easier. And the set, there was one set after another. You know, we found all these videos of different Lego train sets. And it comes with a remote control, so, you know, things going around like that, and you're pushing a little button like that, like electric cars, you know, something like that, rather than the electric train sets that I'm used to as I was a child, where you had something plugged into two metal rails, and you had a controller like that, and it sped up and slowed down. Now, if they're battery operated, of course, you've just got a remote control, nothing plugged into the rails. And again, there was some, we couldn't work out whether this bloke was young or old, really, to be honest. But he had an entire train set out in his house. You've never seen anything like it. Obviously, you know, he's got to leave all the doors open all the time, I suppose. And it was going up on the settee and round the side and in the kitchen and out the kitchen, in the bedrooms and in the living room. And then it went outside into the garden and went right round. Oh, I can't tell you how fantastic I thought it all was. Really, I had a quick look on the Amazon. See, how much is the Lego train set? Well, you'd be looking at minimum of 80 quid. Then I looked on eBay to see if they were any cheaper, and not really. Well, I presume that is that a popular thing, Lego train sets? There's certainly quite a lot of them. Fantastic. and they had a little. It was, I don't know if it's a train. What do you call it? It's a train or whatever. They've got one in Sydney. Monorail. That's it. It's sort of like a little monorail thing, which goes above. Above. So if you've got like the road and the ground here, monorail goes above it, like and they had one of those as well. Lego. Ah, fantastic. So that's what we did last night, watching all that business. And then Evie came back from her gymnastics, and we always have to have a gymnastics demonstration when she comes back from there, which is fantastic. She's great. But the only thing they seem to do it to is that bloody baby shark thing. Baby shark, oh, it gets on my nerves. Another one that gets on my nerves, that song, Baby Shark. Awful, dear, awful. So she's doing the legs up like that and the arms out like that and lifting up. I did suggest that I might get down on the floor with her and do it. And then Harry, he's got like a cheapy type train set, so we had to get that out of the cupboard then, which is like plastic stuff, and you just push it together. That's battery operated. But I'll be honest, very difficult to actually get the bits of plastic together. Not something that I don't think he'd be able to put it together himself. Good job I'm there. Uncle Chris comes to the rescue and puts all the track together. That's it, and the train goes round like that. And it's funny. On a set of rails, the way you put the train on the rails, you've got to be very careful. It's got to like drop in between the two rails. The kind of wheels kind of drop in like that. A child doesn't quite understand that, even at 6 years old or 7 years old, because Evie can't quite do it either. They kind of put it on the rail, and when they think it's on, and then they push it down, thinking it's going to click into position, and it won't. If you've not got that on the rail, you've got to drop it down carefully. If it's not, you've got to pick it up slightly and put it back down again, and that's how it works. But so we set up all that and watched the train going round and round. Had a lovely evening, and then we watched Watchdog after that. Did you watch Watchdog last night? Anyone watch Watchdog? Did you watch that? It's not the same. Without Anne Robinson, it kind of doesn't do it for me. But there was that bloke who does this. He's the one with the motorbike. I can't think of his name now. Matt Aldridge or Allright or something like that. Anyway, he's on there with the lady with the blonde hair. And they're doing this bit of chat to camera, right? And behind them are, they must be researchers. And they're all sitting behind them. Well, you've never seen such a bunch of miserable looking bastards in all your life. Honestly, they're just sitting behind them. They've got that millennial look to them, where they just look like, I don't know, robots. Or people that have been brainwashed, and they're just sitting there while they're doing their chat to camera like this. And I look at them and I thought, well, I'm glad I'm not at a party with you lot. I mean, I don't know what I'm expecting them to do, but they just sat there looking so miserable and robot-like. No personality in any of them whatsoever. A little bit like going to a nightclub with a load of young people, I would imagine. So I don't understand the point, because it looked fake. It really looked fake. It looked like, right, okay, you sit there, and you can see a producer tell you sit there. Now, whatever you do, don't smile or talk or do anything while the presenters are talking to the camera. Did anyone see that? And didn't it look a little bit odd to you as well? Do let us know if you saw that last night. Let's just do some of the messages here. Claire, where we are. Claire says the shirt reminds me of summer holidays and the deck chairs. We're all going on a summer holiday. The great Cliff Richard, boys and girls. Oh yes. John's got the scaffolders coming tomorrow. I hope they're cute. I've bought biscuits in case. Yeah, photos, or they're not really there, John. We want photos of the scaffolders, please. All right. Hello, LaBelle. You want a train to ride in your garden? Yes, LaBelle. Absolutely. Absolutely do I want a train to ride on in my garden. Thank you very much. We have a train hobbyist here in America. We have train hobbyists here in America. There's a huge conventions dedicated to them, and the models that are built are astonishing. Yes, some of them were on the telly on the videos. Some of them were on the fantastic YouTube videos of garden railways and things like that. Oh, just amazing. We've got them here as well. There was a very sad story this week. I think it was up this way, actually, in Lincolnshire, of some sort of display or convention, something like that, in a big hall. And all these blokes, they tend to be old blokes that do trains. I don't know any ladies at all that have train sets or anything like that. They tend to be old blokes, and they spend a lot of time doing it. And they'd set all their stuff up in this hall. Some who have collected bits and pieces and made stuff for years and years and years. Yeah, right. Kids got in and smashed them all up. And when I say smashed them all up, I mean smashed them all up. Terrible, really. And there were grown men in tears, you know, all those years of work completely destroyed by some youths who got into the place and decided, no, let's go and smash this up. Absolutely shocked. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to see a load of work like that totally destroyed by mindless bloody idiots. Well, I hope they're banged up for a while. I do hope so. They need to be taught a lesson. That's outrageous, that is. Morning to Craig. Emergency. Oh, Craig's got an emergency. I'm 49 now, and I've noticed that overnight my eyebrows have gone bushy. What's that all about? Get down to that hairdressers, Craig. You need to have those shaved. Zzz. What they do is they put a comb underneath it, and they go bzz like that with a bzz, bzz, bzz thing. Hello to Sarah Lou Lace. Good morning. Watching robots was sad because they'd rather be watching Jeremy Kyle. No, Sarah. Good riddance to him. Goodbye, Jeremy Kyle. They were awful watching that. Watch Watchdog next week and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Craig, we have the train things at our local park. There you go. We are stunning. Kids get rides at weekends. A great hobbyist club of steam engineers. These blokes know what they're doing. I tell you, they can completely dismantle these steam trains. The big one the bloke had, I think it was green. I can't remember the colour. It was either green or black, I think. And he's got a hose in the bit of the back because that's where the water carries in. What happens is that the water is boiled up, okay, and the steam pushes little pistons up and down, and that's how the train moves along. And it's like filling it up with water, like ever so big, the tank of water. Because once you run out of water, that's it, mate. The train stops, doesn't it? The steam will stop. John says that's awful about the train convention. Evie little buggers. Yes, they are. I mean, we don't know who exactly they were, or I don't know exactly who they were, but not a nice thing to do, really, is it? Go and smash someone's work like that. Awful. LaBelle, for the holidays here in New York City, our botanical gardens do the sights of the city made out if plants as lots of mini trains are running through them. How fantastic is that? Oh, marvellous. Just marvellous, it really is. Mike Reese-Ponto. Mike, I don't think you're... Mike, your message is not coming up on the chat thing. I don't know. Michael Lawrence, my local Morrisons have put their petrol prices up 4 times in the past 5 weeks and now have the cheek to give 5p a litre off if you spend umpteen pounds. Yes, Sainsbury's are doing that. 10p off a litre. 10p off a litre if you spend 60 quid. That's a lot, isn't it? 60 quid to spend. Morning to Ian Scott, who says, where'd you get those sad shirts, Chris? Don't you like it? Don't you like it, Ian? How rude are you? Anyway, that was our day yesterday, and then came back and watched a bit of Years and Years. I don't know if I'm getting into that or not, that Years and Years thing. All right. Okay, some news stories for you today on this, what is it? Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning. Someone's died, unfortunately. Someone who you will know. I don't watch Coronation Street, but this lad was in it. I remember him from Butterflies. You remember Butterflies with the very, very talented and funny Wendy Craig. And she was also in, of course, And Mother Makes 3 and Mother Makes 5 and many, many other things. Wendy Craig is one of the best actresses. And it's not her that's died, incidentally. One of the best actresses for comedy. She also appeared in Casualty about a year or so ago. I immediately recognised her in that. Anyway, Andrew Hall has died. In the Daily Mail this morning, the Coronation Street, who played Audrey Roberts, Sue Nichols' cross-dressing lover, Mark Selby, in the long-running ITV soap. Now, see, I don't watch Coronation Street, so I don't know what all that's about there, but you probably do. Passed away on Monday following a short battle with illness. His management, Inner Talent, which has handled his career since 2014, said in a statement on Twitter, "It's with deep sadness that we announce the passing of our client and friend Andrew Hall, who sadly passed away on Monday after a short illness. And I remember him in Butterflies. He was the tall one with the curly hair. Do you remember it? You must remember him from that. I know many of you are sort of an age, same as myself, so you will know. It says Andrew was loved by audiences for his many roles, most notably Butterflies, Coronation Street, and more recently Sci-Fi's Blood Drive, which I don't know that either. His character name was the Gentleman in Sci-Fi series. That couldn't be more apt. It was the perfect way to describe Andrew. But I certainly remember him in that excellent TV series, Butterflies, which was hilarious. So there we are. John's grudgingly going to the gym. What, is it your first time, John? Looking at your pictures, you haven't been before, darling. Is that right? LaBelle, I love the shirt. It disguises the fact that you're a wild and dangerous man living on the edge. Really? You think so? I don't think I'm wild and dangerous here, really. Okay, now, mobile phones. Mobile phones. You may have seen those little charging stations now popping up all over the place. Have you seen one of those? I've seen them in a few pubs. I've seen them at airports. There's one in a shopping centre in Bracknell, in Berkshire. There's one there as well. And you open a little door. Doesn't cost you anything. Right? You just open this little door, plug. I don't know how they make money from this thing, but you open a little door, plug your phone in, close the door, enter some sort of code in there that you make up yourself, and then you walk away. You go back half an hour later, and your phone's charged up. Very good. All free. Well, in the Daily Mirror this morning, it says, avoid charging your mobile at airports, warns security experts, or it could cost you. We're all familiar with the sense of panic that comes when you realise your phone is about to die. You know, beep, beep, oh no, it's going to die. And your charger is nowhere to hand. Fortunately, should this happen to you at an airport, there are those nifty little charging stations. Phew. It says, phew, crisis averted, right? No. Next time you find yourself short of electricity at the airport, you may want to think twice before using a charging station, as it could end up costing you even more. I never thought about this. The reason, according to Forbes, is because cyber criminals can modify those USB connections, download data onto your phone, or install malware, all without your knowledge. I never thought about that. Plugging into a public USB port is kind of like finding a toothbrush on the side of the road and deciding to stick it in your mouth. I don't think I'll be doing that. You have no idea where it's been. And remember, that USB port can pass data. Instead, Khalib recommends travelling with your own charger, or you invest in a portable power pack. Well, I never thought about that, how that could be doctored by criminals. It says, just try to avoid using any charging station, even if it has exactly the same wire that you need in there. They continue, let's say I'm a bad guy. I go to an airport. I'm not going to easily take apart the charging station, but it's just as easy to leave my wire, my cord behind. Now, if you see an Apple charging cord, you're likely to grab it or just plug into it, aren't you? Think about that. You do, don't you? You open that little door, you just plug in, you don't think anything more of it, do you? But inside that cord is an extra chip that deploys the malware so it charges your phone, but now your computer is owned by someone else. So I never ever thought about that. You wouldn't, would you? Criminal just comes in, plugs his cord into a cord that's already there. You don't really look when you go in there, do you? So that might be a bit of a good advice there. Don't use a charging station. Have one of those little battery packs with you. LaBelle says we have them at our train stations. Yes, I think some of the train stations here have them as well. They're free of charge. How do they make money from those, though? I don't understand. You don't have to put any money in. It doesn't ask for a credit card or anything else like that, does it? Funny, isn't it? Ian, thank you, Ian. I have to say, you have one great show. Thank you, Ian. You're very kind. We've been going for years now, Ian. I keep trying to shut up, but I can't. Thank you very much. Been listening on and off since you first started, and had hair. How rude are you? Hair? That's being cut today. I'm going to see my mate H, the hairdresser, going up to Horncastle. Then I'm going to get my car washed by two delightful-looking Romanian boys. I don't need it washed, really. I just like watching them climbing all over my car with the little shorts on. I'm perving at the window, at the car cleaners, LaBelle. Do you do that? Ian's been listening since I had hair. Keep up the great work. I remember Ian. I remember you, Ian. You always try to convince me to go over to Apple computers, weren't you? I remember you. Don't worry about that. We don't get much British honour on the other side of the pond. Oh, well, that's it, you know. I am available for any American television show that wants me. And believe me, I'm nicer than Piers Morgan. Promise you. I'm nicer than Piers Morgan, all right? Thank you. The charges are free, you're quite right. Mike, Chris, I take my own portable charge. Yes, very good, as indeed you should. A lot of people, they've always got their plugs with them and they come up to me. Have you got a charging socket? And I say, yeah, just plug it in there for you. And I don't mind doing that. Hello to Mikey Mike. It's Mike from Portsmouth on my other account. Is this coming up on your other message screen? Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's working fine, that one. Comes straight through there, all right? Okay. There we are. I'll do one more story then today, which is on the subject of the mobile phones again. I don't know about you. I'm not a phone updater. Unless I think that the next phone, okay, is going to vastly be an improvement on what I've got already, I don't update. I made this mistake coming on 2 years ago now. I had an iPhone 5S, which was perfectly all right. So then we got the 6, then the 6, and then the 7, and the 8. And it got to 8, and I thought, and the 8 came out, and I thought, that camera looks really good on that one. I think I'll upgrade now. I've had this now for, I think I had that phone about 3 years. And I went from a 5S to an 8. And let me tell you, after a couple of weeks, I thought to myself, I had wasted money. There was nothing wrong with the iPhone 8. But I didn't see much of, if any, an improvement over my 5S and my 8. I thought I'd wasted money. Okay? Well, it seems I'm not alone anymore. In The Sun today, it says shoppers spent... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Hang on a minute. Where's that now? Here we go. Oh. Here it is. Here it is. There's a few mobile stories about today, and I had them all lined up on there. I've got the wrong one up there. It says, until recently, when the latest smartphone hit the shelves, fans would queue. Is this The Sun or this? No, this is the Daily Mail. I beg your pardon. Until recently, when the latest smartphone hit the shelves, fans would queue around the block to be the first to get their hands on it. Now, do you remember that? I always used to see these pictures of the latest iPhone 8 coming out, and there'd be these queues of people, you know, geeky types. You know what they look like, the geeky types, usually about 25 years old. They've got a bit of money and they've got the glasses on and all that business, right? But now, sky-high prices mean people are hanging on to their mobiles. As you know, I think that started with the iPhone X, which was £1,000. That would be $1,500, I guess, to you, LaBelle, something like that, the iPhone X. When it got to that price, I thought, you are taking the piss. That's what I thought. How is a phone? Okay, it's not just a. Let's be honest, it's not a phone. This is a very this iPhone 8 is a very, very powerful little computer that I've got in front of me, isn't it? Eh? It really is. Good morning to Maureen, who can't get into Years and Years. Oh, she's been watching it as well, have you? Yes, I'm not. I don't know if I'm going to get into that or not. Thank you, Maureen. Sorry, I didn't see that come up earlier there. And £1,000, I'm thinking. And that's a lot of money to lose if you lose the phone, unless you've got the insurance, of course. The story goes on. Experts say those who have paid a lot for an expensive handset are now choosing to keep them for longer than the traditional contract renewal terms of 1 or 2 years, taking out a cheaper SIM-only deal, which is what I've done. Now, I'm very lucky. I buy a phone outright. The cheapest way to do it, apparently, according to all the experts, is to buy a phone outright if you can afford it, and then get a SIM-only deal. I have a SIM-only deal. I have a SIM-only deal with 3, the mobile telephone people, and I pay £20 a month for unlimited data, unlimited calls, or unlimited texts. I've got all the unlimited, £20 a month. I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't need any longer the unlimited minutes or the unlimited texts. Number one, I hate texts. I find them very, very impersonal to receive a text. I really do. More often than not, I look at the text and I'll reply to that in a minute, then I forget to do it. I can't be bothered with texts. Very, very impersonal. On your sort of, not for the show, for like, as you're walking around, beep, beep, beep. Oh, what's that now? Oh, it's because someone couldn't be bothered to ring you. Really. Unlimited minutes as well. There's, my phone has virtually stopped now receiving calls from anyone except my sister, my best mate, now and again my nephew, now and again my niece. That's about it. They're the 4 people that ring me now. It's sad, really, that over all the years, when your phone, as a young person, your phone will be ringing all the time. And over the years, I've spent a lot of time making calls all the time. I've mentioned this before, always making calls to people all the time, but they never ring you. They never ring you, and I've got fed up with that. So I don't ring anyone anymore, don't bother anymore. I gave up. It's all just one-way traffic all the time, so I don't bother anymore. They're the only 4 people that ring me. And now and again, my aunt, if I haven't rung my aunt for a couple of days, she will ring me. That's fair enough, isn't it? So that's 2-way. But I don't need the unlimited minutes, to be honest. The unlimited data, yeah, maybe so, because I use a lot of data as I'm going around. Certainly in the car as well, going to and from in the car places. I have the sat nav on, and that uses data as well, you see. Morning to you, Todd. Welcome along, you, Todd. LaBelle says, I've never had to pay more than $100 for a mobile, ever, including the services, and I get everything I actually need. Is that a monthly fee, is it, LaBelle? See, I buy the phone outright, and then I have a SIM-only contract, which is £20. There you go. Michael Lawrence is on the same plan as you on 3, £20 a month. Brilliant. Anyway, back to the story. The latest iPhone X Max will set you back, are you ready for this? £1,449. So that's probably about $1,750, I would imagine. $1,750. While Samsung's latest Galaxy S10 cost as much as £1,399. Now, I always thought that Apple were way up there with the prices, and the other ones were much less than that. According to this, not so much. I mean, there's only a £150 difference between the Samsung and the iPhone there. I thought the Android was the cheaper way to go, but perhaps not. Both companies are now offering deals that trim hundreds of pounds off the price of a new handset, but the cost is still too much for customers. In a survey last year, 40% of people over the age of 30 said upgrading was too expensive, according to research by CompareMyMobile.com. And as I say, I don't do it. I know lots of other people that just don't upgrade their phones anymore. It's become too expensive. They've become very, very greedy. Very greedy. Telecoms Watchdog, Ofcom and Citizens Advice have helped to raise the profile of SIM-only deals, which is what I've got, highlighting how millions of customers are continuing to pay for the handset after the minimum contract period has expired. Now, a lot of people don't know this. They go in and they sign up this for a contract for a mobile phone with whatever network, and then they start paying. So they're paying, of course, for the phone and the data, calls, and it's all in one. So they're paying for the phone and the data, calls and texts all in one price. So it might be 50 quid a week, 50 quid a month, 60 quid a month, 70 quid a month. But for that, they've got the phone as well. Now that contract is only for a period, and people don't realise this. You sign up with this contract, say for 2 years. After that 2 years, that phone is yours. But the mobile phone company don't tell you that. So at the end of the 2 years, if you've got your head screwed on, you continue to pay the same amount. What you need to do is go to the company and then say, okay, my 2 years is up now, I want a better deal. And they will give you a SIM-only deal. They'll probably offer you a free upgrade first, but it's not free. It's not free. Okay? A free upgrade is not free. So you're paying £60 a month and we'll give you another phone, but it will still be £60 a month. You don't want that, mate. You don't want that. What you want is to come to the end of the contract. Okay, I've got the phone now. Hang on to the phone and go on a SIM-only deal. All contracts on the mobile phones at some point come to the end. You need to know when that end is. Just ring them up. When's the end of my contract? And then on the day of the end of your contract, you ring them up and say, okay, this is the end of my contract. I want to go on a SIM-only deal now. And you'll have your price dropped by 40 or 50 quid a month. Really. So many people just don't do it. They continue to pay the 50 or 60 pound a month. And there's nothing, it's not like they're not doing anything illegal, the mobile phone companies. It's up to you to know when the contract is up and then ring them and tell them, hello, my contract's up. I'd like a SIM-only deal, please. And it'll drop down. If necessary, change mobile phone companies. Although be careful with that because you need to get your phone unlocked first. Get your phone unlocked before you try and change your mobile phone companies. Get it unlocked. And they all have to unlock them. I think some of them charge a small fee. Not much though, okay? Mikey Mike says, I've got an iPhone X, which I bought outright a couple of years ago. The most I've ever spent on a mobile, won't be changing it for a long time. Yeah, I get that. No, same with me, Mike. I've got my iPhone 8 there. I can't see me changing that in any time soon. Got a SIM only on Virgin Mobile, £20 a month. There you go, £20 a month. He paid for that. Can I ask you, Mikey, what were you paying before that? When you got to the end of your contract, you bought it outright. I beg your pardon. Sorry, you bought it outright, same as me. Okay. LaBelle doesn't own the phone, but my upgrades are basically free. Yeah, but they're not, are they? See, you're paying that. What did you say you were paying there, LaBelle? Hang on a minute. $100 a month. So you're always paying. See, to me, that's a lot of money to be paying for a phone. $100 a month, including all the services. But when you get to the end of that contract, can't you just say, okay, it's the end of my contract, I'll keep the phone, I want a SIM-only deal. I'm sure you'll get it for less than $100 a month, my darling. I'm sure you will. Ian Scott, buy a cheap Galaxy for a phone, save your money and buy an iPad with the money you saved. Then that's from a Mac user. New iPhones are too overpriced. Oh, they are. They are. And we've got that whole thing going on at the moment with Huawei, who make excellent phones, and people are saying they're spying. I don't believe a word of it, Ian. I think the other phone manufacturers are jealous of how Huawei is doing, and that's why they're saying, oh no, they're all spying. No, we're not having those. And Google have stepped in now and taken. I think they're being very, very unfair to Huawei. I don't believe a word of it. I don't think they're spying. I think they're a company who are getting too big and the competitors are frightened of them. I think that's what's going on there. But there we go. Good morning to Ian. Paul and Lou are in the house. Good morning, Paul and Lou. A very good morning to you. Who's been in a room that's not been working? Well, we can see you now. Have you been typing in messages then? We haven't seen you. Sorry. Oh dear. There you go. LaBelle's going to do that with the contract now because of you. I wish you. Yeah, just find out when the contract's over, LaBelle. But at the end, this is how it works. It may work differently in America. I don't know. But find out when it ends. And then when it ends, say you want to go SIM only and then see what deals you can get. I mean, it depends how much data you want, how much phone calls you want and how many texts you want, really. It depends what you want, you see. You have to decide yourself what you want there. It may work differently to what it does here in the UK. All right, my love. There you go. Paul and Lewis saying that. I don't believe the Huawei crap either, Chris. No, I honestly don't. I honestly don't. It's people like Apple and people like that who have said, no, that you're spying. No, I don't think they are spying. I can't see it somehow. I can't see the fact that they're spying, and now Google have come in. I reckon Google's been told, right, you need to pull your stuff from there because we're losing too much money. It's outrageous what's going on there in the business world of mobile phones. It really is, and I don't believe a word of it. All right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Good morning and a very, very happy birthday to my dear, dear friend Adam the plumber, who is 47 years today. For his birthday, is asking for donations for his a charity he's very passionate about, Homes for Heroes, okay? So Adam, 47 years old today. Happy birthday, Adam the plumber, on holiday. Good morning to Deano Nelson. Morning, Deano. He today is 37 years old. Morning, Deano. I work with him at a place in Lewisham. Aaron Kelly today is 25 years old. Happy birthday, Aaron. Brian Vaughan, good morning to you. Happy birthday. David Mallam. Good morning, David. All right, happy birthday to you. Wayne Parker today, 47. Michael Cullen, radio host extraordinaire, 41 today. Happy birthday, Michael. Mark Bristow Proudfoot today is 50. John Day. Hello, John. See that little face pop up there, my little black cat friend. Happy birthday to John Day. Martin Monaghan, good morning to you. Happy birthday to you. And David Peacock's birthday as well on this Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2019. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Joanna, fortunately coming in right at the point of me singing there. Morning, Joanna. Very, very late. Very, very late. Hello to Juan joining us at the end there as well. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. Sorry we had that little break in transmission earlier on. Hope that didn't spoil your enjoyment. I'll have a little play around with the settings, see if I can find the setting which keeps the show going in the same place, which may muck something else up, but it's worth a try, which I'll try and get that going for tomorrow, and we'll see how we do. Have a lovely, lovely day, and thanks ever so much for watching and listening to the show today. See you soon. Bye-bye.